Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Merry Christmas! I would like to wish you a very Merry Christmas. I hope you are enjoying a lot your day. I hope you are having a great time with your friends and with your family as well. And to celebrate this special occasion, we are going to have a lovely couple from Atlanta in Georgia in the USA. Their names is William and Jess. So again, Merry Christmas. I wish you all the best and I hope you're having a great time. Let's enjoy the interview. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello. How are you?
We're doing good. It's
Good.
Sunday, so it's a nice,
We had our coffee, so we're just starting the day.
Thanks so much for taking the time on Sunday morning for the interview. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Oh no, thanks for
Absolutely.
asking us.
Amazing. Okay, so William, yours is William and you're Jess.
Yes.
Perfect. So tell me where you both come from.
Originally, I'm from Virginia, but we live in Atlanta and have lived in Atlanta for the past 11 years. And Jesse is originally from New Orleans area, but we both have lived everywhere. I lived in London for a while. He lived in Japan for 5 years. And then we lived California, North Carolina.
We both traveled for our careers and, during our youth with our parents. We both had parents that moved around quite a bit. And then also in our own doing, we moved around as well. So we're pretty cultured.
Well, but we designed and built this house you see behind us, and so we're not going anywhere anytime soon.
We love Atlanta.
So what's, in your opinion, what's the best part of living in Atlanta?
Well, I've done the talking. What would you say?
After all the travel, and I think I can speak for him too, we wanted to be back in the South because it's really part of our culture. And we're used to this type of demographic, and we wanted an international city. So Atlanta is most probably one of the biggest cities in the South with a huge airport where you can get around very easily, internationally or domestically.
You meant
Metropolitan, excuse me. Wrong word.
I was like metropolitan.
He is my English teacher.
Oh!
He corrects me on that, and I help him with math. So we are really good for each other.
Very good.
You wanted to know about us.
I like the weather. I don't like snow unless I'm paying for it on the slopes.
Yes.
So Atlanta has a pretty good even keel winter. I mean, yesterday was 70 degrees.
Yeah, it was almost 71 degrees yesterday, and now it's dropped down to about 40 today. So we get the 4 seasons, but it fluctuates a lot. And sometimes we'll get like maybe up to a week of snow, sometimes spread out through the winter seasons. But if America is getting it across the Midwest, we tend to get the aftermath of it, but we don't get saturated where we're bound to our houses. Yeah. And this is what I like about Atlanta.
I had already a few guests on the show from Atlanta, at least 3 or 4 people from Atlanta.
Okay.
Yes, amazing. But you are the first couple from Atlanta, so it's good. You are just starting. New one.
Okay.
Right, so just before we start the game, Jess, what do you do for a living?
I'm an event planner. I've worked in the event industry from major theme parks to major corporations. I spend my entire career. So you asked me to put on something from a social event to a corporate event.
Well, he produced 3 halftime footballs.
I'll stop him right there. I didn't produce it myself. I was part of the production team. So we all had our different elements, but I was fortunate enough to work on 3 major Super Bowl halftime shows.
American football.
American football.
Oh, wow. Amazing. And at the time, who was playing at the time? Who was performing at the time when you worked there?
That was Xavier Glover, Gloria Estefan. There's the one in Miami. And we had Stevie Wonder at that one. And then we did the other one, MTV one, where it was Janet Jackson in Tampa with Justin Timberlake.
The
infamous one.
Infamous one.
And then we also did one in Atlanta years ago with Tapestry, Christine Aguilera, and it was Enrique Iglesias. And so it was, we all had our elements that we took care of on it. It was fun. Would I want to do it again? No. It's very stressful. It's a very stressful thing. It's fun, and I can say I've done it, and it's an experience I can never, I'm glad I had an opportunity to do it.
Absolutely. How about you, William? What do you do for it?
I am in the creative field, so trained as a graphic designer, but I've been a VP of creative for a national retailer for the last 9 years, and now just looking for new opportunities to, challenge myself in a different area of creative. So I'm pretty excited about the new venture that have started. So soon, hopefully, I will be enjoying a different career or a different job, but in the same category of career. So we shall see.
Very good, very good. Okay, so through the game, I'm going to explore a little bit about some more of your relationship. I'm going to ask some more questions. But before we start our journey, William and the Magic Box, I would like, Jess, if you can tell me something interesting about William, and after I'm going to ask William if you can tell me something interesting about yourself.
You want to open that door? Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
You didn't say this was called Pandora's Box.
Let me pull my sleeves up for this one. What I find interesting about William? Is that what you're asking?
Yes, tell me something interesting. No, about him, about himself personally. Tell me something interesting about him.
He wears his heart on his sleeve, and he's deep down, a very caring individual, and is always looking out for the underdog, which I admire about him. And I've learned a lot about that because in my career path, you get kind of numb to that element because you're just pushing forward so hard. But then you forget there's other people around that need to be observed and looked at. And he's always that individual. And he's always standing back, looking at the crowd. And honestly, what I love about him is if he sees someone alone across the room, he would be the first one to kind of walk over there and introduce himself or make that person. But then sometimes he's that person that will be standing in the corner. And then, of course, we've been together for so long that I'm more of an extrovert, where he is an extrovert, but he can be a little bit of an introvert, depending on the scenario.
I see.
But he's always wearing his heart on his sleeve. So this is a quality of him that I love.
No. I mean, but it's not. It's not like heart on my sleeve that I'm exuberantly sensitive. It's more just, I think from what he's trying to say, it really is. I'm an introvert, extrovert, but I want people to be happy and enjoy the space that they're in and comfortable. And I just try to align with folks to give them the confidence, or sometimes I need the confidence from other people. So it's just nice to...
Also very family oriented. Yes. He is very family oriented. My family, his family, he's very forthcoming. All of my siblings, children, or gravitate to him. They don't even want me to show up. Well, they want him.
Let's correct this. He doesn't have any children. He's talking about his nieces and nephews.
Yeah, my niece and nephew, my siblings, children.
I was about to ask, oh my God, let's explore your parenting career.
Well, I parent him, so.
No, we parent each other. That's correct. And we're very famous here for bantering.
William, tell me something interesting about Jess.
Entrepreneurial spirit, just driven. Basically, he's been his own boss most of his career, but I think, when you can align yourself with somebody that's had successes and failures and being able to, pull yourself up by your bootstraps and take another go at it. I mean, I think a lot of people have experienced, kind of that roller coaster, whether it's personal relationships, career, but he pushes me to try things or think about things that I wouldn't have thought of before, like building this house. We were looking for homes and they were way too big, and we didn't want to live in a place where there's wasted space, wasted rooms. So I never thought we would build a custom home, but it was amazing to design it together and have an architect, build the plans, and for us to go through this whole process. And we were reaping the rewards from it for the last 2 years, just enjoying our little masterpiece here that we built together. So I would just say everything he does has a purpose, which I think, we all look for purpose, but just from his experience, just really guidance and just a more of what's your perspective. If you want to achieve it, you'll achieve it, and you have to take a risk. And that's a little bit of my Libra in me. I'm like, I'd like to take the risk, but I'm scared to take the risk. And
that's a normal feeling for all of us.
But he'll map it out and we'll look at it, and then we jointly make decisions. So just being fair with me and with everybody. I mean, he's a very fair person. So
he's very adventurous. He takes risks easily.
He does.
You have to in this.
Well, calculated. They are calculated.
Don't tell me out now. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm playing.
William, shall we call you William through the game, or William? People call William, Will, Bill. There are so many nicknames. Which one?
Will the Thrill. I mean, I think no. William works.
Okay, perfect. Right. So, are you both ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Sure.
Sure.
Absolutely.
So, welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I've got here. Full of random fun questions, okay? So I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to move a little bit before we start the game, okay?
Okay.
Let's do it. Right, so just before I start the first question, through the game, if there is a question that you don't have an answer for, you don't want to talk about, I always can change, okay? It's all very friendly, okay? Right, so what I'm going to do, because both of you, so I'm going to pick up the first question and I'm going to choose who's going to answer, so we can kind of go flip up between the questions, okay? And sometimes I'm going to ask you both to answer the same question, okay? Depending which question.
Sure.
Okay.
Right, so the first one, let's start with William.
Okay.
William, would you ever get a tattoo, and what that would be? Ooh. Wow.
And we wore long sleeve shirts.
Oh.
You gonna take it off?
No, I'll show him.
It's
I don't know.
okay.
We're starting that kind of show. Okay, here you go.
Oh wow, what a tattoo. Wow.
So I have a tiger here, which is one of my spirit animals and the year that I was born. And then I have a phoenix here that is my other spirit animal, which comes up my arm and all the way up through the side. But the reasoning for both of them is just part of my personality, and then the drive to, no matter what happens in your life, things are going to go well, and then you're going to have life lessons. But the tiger keeps the phoenix from crashing and burning. So that's why the tiger's on this side, and on the mountainside, and the phoenix is just more about me having that keeping that drive to continue to do my best, but also to know that it happens, and if it does, then I will survive, and I will continue to climb and succeed. So
Very good, very good. Good one. Let's put it back. Right, Jess, for you, the question is, if you could go anywhere in the world right now, where would you go and why?
You mean move or just visit?
Visit. Just visit. For right.
Okay, so if I was to visit, I want to go to Madagascar.
Have you been there before?
I haven't, but I've heard great things about it.
How about to live? As you mentioned about living, which one would be?
To live?
Yeah.
Scandinavia.
Interesting. Wow.
I need to live somewhere warm, so we wouldn't be living together.
We wouldn't be that, but if it had to be something warm, Okinawa, Japan.
Very good. Very good. Good one.
And we have been to Japan, and it's amazing. So I would definitely go back.
Actually, going to Japan is one of my bucket lists, one of the top priorities. I would love to spend some time there. But when I go to Japan, I would like to spend at least 3 or 4 weeks. Don't want to go in a rush because there's so much to see and so much to explore. So I don't want to go there, you know what I mean, a week or 2 weeks. I want to be there like exploring a lot about the country. I think it's, I'm sure you know.
Multiple regions to go to. So you do need that much time.
Absolutely.
It was amazing. So definitely do it.
Next question. Let's do it. Oops. Come on, Jess, you can join as well.
I am. I'm enjoying watching y'all.
Jess, this question is for you now. What does your best friend do that comforts you the most?
Our friends, the ones that we gravitate to, we kind of have similar personalities, and we also have the same interests in life. Mm-hmm. And we kind of, in the age demographic, it's closer a little bit, but I'm not going to say that we don't have younger friends, but they kind of think like we do a little bit. So I don't know, people gravitate to each other when you get to know somebody. So I love to learn new things from people. That's a big thing for me, what they've gone through, what their experiences are. I think this is why people gravitate to me and say things or want to share something with me, and then we have a great conversation over it. So in today's society, it's nice to have one-on-one conversations instead of through a phone or technology or anything. I mean, this is great because we're still talking face-to-face, but most people have gotten used to talking through text, where we really enjoy associating in group settings or having our friends together where we can actually physically be together. And I know that we've all gone through a process in the last couple of years, and we haven't been able to do that. So we're all hungry for that. So that's what I would say about my friends.
Well, when we find things to do together that's new, like travel or game nights or going to a speakeasy, that we didn't know about. So finding a variety of things to do with our friends has been really cool.
Right. William, this question is for you. Do you have a unique ability that you think no one has or you never met before?
Well, what abilities do I have?
I think Jess is trying to help you. He's kind of thinking about.
No, well, I mean, I've done, I've done a lot of different things.
A unique ability.
A unique ability.
Yes.
That's not unique.
No.
I mean, I was a gymnast.
I have something I could say about his unique ability.
Please
that
do.
I learned in with him is that he can. It's very interesting since we've been together. We'll watch a movie. He will figure it out before the movie, within the first 10 minutes. He already has the plot out. But then the other thing is, he has an intuition about things that he'll say, oh, this is going to happen. And I'll be darned if it doesn't happen.
But this is like a 2 or 3 day span.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 days, like a deja vu, but this is in real time. I mean, he'll say something and I go, that's not going to happen. And then I eat my words because it happened. So I think that's a unique ability.
It is.
So I hate watching movies with him because he tells me what's going to happen after. But would you please not talk? Keep it to yourself.
I think it's just being in tune with your environment, really. So I guess that would be I guess that would be
very good. I love it.
But it also in his personal life and also in his work life, it can be very proactive to him to see things that are happening in a professional manner, so he knows how to go down the right path. So I've seen him do that, which can be beneficial.
Yeah, I guess for my career, you have to be preemptive. You have to know what your customer wants. You have to know what, they want for their customers. And I think just looking at things from different perspectives and outlining what that would be so that I could develop a path, to solve challenges. So I guess that's kind of my innate ability.
Very good. I love that. I love that.
it's hard to buy him Christmas gifts because he tries to figure them out.
Oh, I don't try to figure them out.
He already knows.
I look at the box and I'm like, thank you for getting me the XYZ.
Then I'm all mad, stomping around, or having it delivered somewhere else. Okay, enough on that one. Great ability.
Very good. Good for you, Jess. Good for you, Jess. Next question. Let's do it. For the next question, okay, let's start with William. William, I would like to tell you, without Jess helping you out, tell me what's the biggest similarity between both of you? What's the biggest similarity?
I would say heart, just empathy, having the soft skills, the emotional intelligence. I guess that leads to my intuition, but we're both, I mean, even though our age difference is about 9 years, we share, multiple similarities, but I think what draws me to him so much, and I think him to me, is just wanting the best for everybody. Sharing, like he said, not being selfish, but kind of, in an environment of what can I do to enhance, help enhance someone else's whatever experience at an event, or just a friendship, or you name it. Just mainly just opening ourselves up to just really just happiness, just really just driving, wanting to be happy and wanting the best for others. I think that's again wearing the heart on the sleeve. I think we're both like that.
Jess, I got now this for you. Without him helping you out, without William helping you out, what's the biggest difference between both of you?
The biggest difference? Our heights?
That's what I was gonna say.
Who is the tallest? Who is the shortest?
I'm the tallest.
I'm the shortest.
that was very easy answer. Besides that.
Oh, but you didn't say what it was. The difference between us, as I said earlier, we both have, as similar as we are, there's things that are different about us. And what I mean by that is, I'm not great at writing in English and all that stuff, and he assists me in this, as he's not good in the math world, where he doesn't necessarily, not that he can't do it, it's just that he can't think that fast when it comes to it, and neither can I. Add up this right now, he can, if we both have calculator, he can't help.
If I have a calculator.
If a calculator is at hand, he's very good at it. If it's not, he's very lost. So that's, when it comes to personalities, I think we're very, very close together, but there's just a little bit of a difference where he stated earlier, I have an entrepreneurial spirit. He does too, but he'll flounder and question things, and I kind of push him in a direction and he'll think about it. So, and then he sees what it is, because he needs it in front of him to see it. And he needs to savor on it for a minute.
So, so again, his English, I do not flounder. And
see, I told you, he should have been an English teacher or a professor.
I feel intimidated now, because he's kind of, my English is not my first language, and I'm sure he might be like thinking about himself, oh my God, he's saying so much words wrongly. You must be saying, like me, saying a lot of wrong words. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
You're great.
And the other thing too, you bring that up, that's very interesting. When you live abroad, you start speaking like, when I was in Japan, you start speaking like them, and it was very broken. And when I came back, I started catching myself talking like that, and people just, because there's a lot of words they don't understand, and they're translating in their head into their own language, which that's most probably what you do as well. And so, but that makes me look like I don't know what I'm saying, I don't speak well, I use the wrong words, and I've embedded that in my system, and I appreciate him correcting me, I really do, but it becomes frustrating for me, because I don't want to be, I do not want to say that.
Correcting is a harsh word for that.
He assists and helps.
Yes.
With love.
Yes.
Ooh.
See, I used the right words.
It's working.
Next question. Jess, for you now. What is your most embarrassing moment?
Oh my God. I have so many. I don't know. Maybe I should let you answer that.
No, you don't want me to answer it.
Do I get to, does he get asked the same question?
I'm gonna get another one, but if you'd like, he can answer that to you if you prefer.
Oh, you know, all the ones I want to say, I don't want to put on YouTube. We have some embarrassing situations that have occurred between us both, but it, you know, or together or separately. But
okay, so
I can change the question if you want to. I can change the question.
I think for him, because he's in events and you just automatically, he's in social networking, and when he meets people, he always puts his hand out and says, "Hi, my name's Jesse."
I do this.
Just like last night at a holiday event, he did that, and the person turned around to me and said, "We've known each other for a long while now." And I'm like, this is his habit. He just kicks in to you know, like work, and it's nothing personal, but sometimes he gets a little embarrassed because then he has to come back around and, you know, explain. He just goes on autopilot and he's just very professional. So sometimes I have to like nudge him, or I just say, don't introduce yourself, just say, "Hey, it's so great to see you again." Like, use some little tricks there.
I don't want anybody to feel like I'm not paying attention, because some people will sit in a social setting and never say anything to each other. So I always try to break that ice. But then again, he's correct. I've met them 12 times and I did it again. So yes, that's embarrassing. That would be a
Great, good one. Right, William, for you now. What's the biggest difference between you and your best friends?
He is my best friend.
So in this case, I'm gonna change the question because you already talked about that.
Okay. Yeah.
Or if you want to answer, it's fine.
No, we can go to a different one because he is my best friend.
Yeah, let's get another one. William, what makes you feel discouraged?
Mean people. When people intentionally, again, the heart on the sleeve, and me feeling, I like being the underdog for people who are just genuinely being themselves. And I don't know what, of course, you know, people, when they don't understand something, or it's not something that maybe that they align with, people can be really cruel. And I mean, we can see that with social media, you know, all day, every day. And I take breaks from social media because it's overwhelming at times. So I think just people who are unhappy and intentionally superimpose that on others intentionally, you know, I mean, all of us have gone through being depressed or, you know, subconsciously in some type of angst, and it has come out. But just intentional, just being intentionally mean, I don't like that. That's really discouraging to me. And in our culture as you know, LGBTQI plus, it's prevalent. And I just think that's sad for a community that needs to support each other and build each other up. And we see it, but I just feel if people would take a moment and understand that it's okay to align yourself with somebody that's not like you, and to accept that you don't have to like this certain quality of somebody or what political views this person believes. Just being mature and you know, just allowance, let people be who they are. So
you just said something very interesting that made me remember a situation, or, you know, these apps like dating apps or hookups apps, yeah? And I realized through the years that when you look into it, there are so many people they put there, like in their description, no Asians, or no black, or no white, or not a Latino, not this or not that. I found very actually sad. It touched me in a sad way, because the thing is, if you don't like, or if you're not into those people, it's fine. I mean, you have the right. but you don't need to express yourself in there. Imagine if somebody look at it, and, oh my God. So for me, it's always come like a negativity, and it also makes me feel sad because, I mean, if you like it, just express, yes, I like this, I like that. But if you don't like or you don't fancy, it's fine. But don't express there. It's unnecessary.
Agreed. And I think, I mean, I have my own opinions about that type of individual, but I mean, I've always said I'm Baskin Robbins. I mean, before we met, I mean, I've gone out with multiple different ethnicities and learned a lot about different cultures. And it really just educated me on so much. And I've traveled abroad, but, you know, being able to tie those pieces together, you know, was awesome. But I think people are missing out if they don't diversify, you know, their I guess, thought to opening themselves up to someone that's different from them. And I get it. To your point, you know, if you're not into, you know, a white guy, totally get it. Some people, I mean, I'm kind of a blunt person. So I have mixed feelings. Sometimes I'm like, hey, cool, you know what you want, keep going. But if it's offensive or derogatory, again, the underdog in me, I'm just like, come on, you know?
It's necessary to express this way, you know?
Yeah, overtly, where it's just, you know, exclamation points. Yes, that it's a turnoff. It's a turnoff.
Well, it also makes that person that says something like that, and they're using those type of words, Spanish, Asian, stuff, you're going after entire cultures. So you are not just focused on one person.
Totally.
You're not talking about the gay community, you're talking about an entire culture.
Absolutely.
And that can come across racist. So you have to be careful with your wording and how you express yourself like this. And you're correct. If you're not into that and that's not your cup of tea, there's no reason for you to spread it out that way.
Absolutely.
You're deliberately being mean.
Well,
and I mean, you can keep that to yourself and express it, or just don't entertain it, you know, and go your way, you know. So
I just feel it's how it's expressed.
No, I agree.
Absolutely.
If they're saying, don't contact me if you're Asian or, you know, South Asian or white, you know, that's a little jolting, I think, but it's how you express it to your, you know, it's just how you express it.
Absolutely. Next question.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Where's your magic box?
Oh, right here. It's magic. You don't see it.
Right, so William, let's start with you now. What do you like to cook the most?
Nothing.
Look his face. Look that.
I love that question.
So I used to cook when I was, kind of cook sometimes when I was single. I just threw everything in like a crock pot and but when Jesse and I met, we went on our first date, he said, I love to cook. And I was like, done. So in this kitchen behind us, I've learned if you break something or misplace something, you don't have to, he's like, get out of here. And I'm like,
he planned it out well.
Plus I can't reach anything in these tall cabinets.
Good excuse. I like it. And what's Jess cooks that you like the most?
Everything. I would say everything. I mean, there's some things that, you know, it's maybe the spice I didn't really care for or whatnot, but I mean, again, he's Cajun and they have just such a broad palette. And in America, you know, it's very unique, the you know, the food that they prepare. But I like what he makes me that I like is chicken and waffles. Mm-hmm. Anything fried chicken and waffles, I'm about it.
Amazing.
We haven't been doing those lately, though. We've been in the gym. You get the chicken, not the waffles.
Yes.
Right. Now it's for you, Jesse. What's the biggest risk have you ever taken?
Oh, wow. The biggest risk that I've done in my life is, and I've been successful at it, was starting my own businesses, which I did. Some were successful and some were not. And whenever there's only a 1 percentile in the world that's willing to take that type of risk. And so I've been successful in my own right on some of them, and some of them I have not, and had to close them. And this is just the way you learn what works. So I would say those are some of my biggest risks that I've done, and it's made me who I am. And this is why I have an entrepreneurial, spirit in me to, look past the difficulties and see how we can make this happen.
And in your opinion, Jess, what's the most challenging part of being a businessman, and what do you like the most?
Well, I like working for myself, and I can make the decisions that I would like. The most important thing in being a businessman is building good relationships and trust. Mm-hmm. And also respect is very important in business. Not everybody thinks the same. It takes a team to make things happen. Mm-hmm. We all can bring great ideas to the table. What's the best fit for the project at hand? So that, to me, is very important to have any successful business in any avenue you decide to take.
Well, no, I think work-life balance can be challenging.
True.
For someone like him, but he's really good at it. I'm not, so he reminds me.
He is too.
No, I'm really not. he reminds me. He's like, put your computer down. It's 7:00. I'm like,
oh, work-life balance. Yes, I do that with him because he will continue to work. He's a workaholic.
Oh, okay.
7:00. Shut that computer. It's not going anywhere. The emails are going to stay there. It is Friday. It'll be there Monday.
But I like what I do. So when I get bored, because I don't watch TV, I don't watch TV except with him. So when I get bored, I pull out my work and I'm like, okay, let's get some things done. So
very good. Good one. I like him. Next question. Let's do it.
Oh, here we go again. I'm just mimicking it.
Just follow it. The Brazilian. Right, let's start with Jess now. Right, Jess, who was your favorite teacher at school and why?
I don't think he liked school.
No, I like school, but that's a long time ago. I can't remember all my teachers. I can't answer that one.
No?
Like Mrs. Cherry.
No, you make it up. You're making it up.
No. Her name was Mrs. Cherry. And she was exactly what a school mom with the ladder with the bun, blonde hair, white hair up in a bun. And she wore like the 50s dresses, and she was very strict. She sat prim and proper, and she taught us everything. We never left the room. It was a religious school that I had gone to, and it was in a double wide, and there was only 6 rooms. And this was in Alabama, South Alabama, but it was a prominent school, and a lot of people tried to get their kids into this school. But she most probably was the most impressive to me, that really stuck with me when I think about that. I learned a lot from her, and a lot of respect. I learned a lot of respect. She taught us how to respect our elders, not to be rude. We were taught etiquette. We never said anything without Mr. or Mrs. involved in it. Thank you for this. I mean, that taught me a lot right there, besides the curriculum. That right there put me in the right path to be who I am today. And if people can see that in me, and I still use it at my age, there's no reason for our youth not to try to use it today. So, I mean, I lead by example. So etiquette.
Very good. She'll be very happy to know that, or to see that from somewhere.
I don't think she's on social media. But who knows?
Yes, absolutely. William, next for you now.
Okay.
What was your worst Footy mouse moment?
Let's see.
I do that.
I know you do. I guess. I guess for me, sometimes when I'm very passionate about something, I would say it this way: times when I want to put my foot in my mouth to stop my lips from moving. So sometimes when I'm passionate about something, I can just kind of go off on a tangent, and those are some of the moments where I'm like, pull it back, put that back in your mouth, don't let that come out. And it's just again, you know, being respectful, but I can get very expressive sometimes, and I don't want that to be perceived as being mean or inappropriate. So I try to watch my tone sometimes. Sometimes with my tone, I can be a little tone deaf, and he'll tell me, he's like, "Are you upset?" I'm like, "No," and he's like, "Okay, well, you sound like you have a tone." And then I realize I'm excited about something, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I apologize. This is what I'm trying to express."
I see. Good one. Next question.
Yes.
Let's move.
Okay. We'll follow you.
Right. Before the next question, I would like to know if you guys can share how did you guys meet up for the first time, and also I would like to know if you remember which moment of your life you were at the time before you met. Walk me through the day, like between each one. How was your mindset at the time? What you were feeling before we met? If you were like, you know what I mean, in a good place or in a let's say in a challenge place, the day when we met, and how did it happen?
Do you want me to? Okay. So we met on social media, which, you know, for me, I mean, we've been together almost 13 years, so I never utilized social media to meet anybody. And I had moved from San Francisco to North Carolina and was single. I was perpetually single for a long time, which is good. You gotta be by yourself for a while to understand, you know, who you are and for growth. But I don't know, Jesse reached out, and it was little hellos here and there, and then it was through the holidays, you know, happy holidays and whatnot. And I didn't take it very seriously at all. And he was so nice that we just kind of kept talking. And then I decided to be very spontaneous on Valentine's and go see him. And I got caught in a blizzard. And it was a 3-hour trip, and it took me 5 hours to get there. People were spinning off the road.
It was a bad situation.
It was an extremely bad storm, and he stayed on the phone with me for 5 hours, and he was telling me, he was on a map on the internet telling me what I was going to see, because nobody was on the roads, and
wow.
my windshield was freezing over as I was driving. So, I mean, it was life-threatening, but I eventually got there, and we just hit it off. And from there, and we lived, again, he lived somewhere else in North Carolina, 3 hours from me. So after that, we would just come and see each other, and we did that for a little while. And then I took the leap and left my job and moved to where he lived in North Carolina, and moved in, and I had never lived with anybody before. So unfortunately at that time, my father was terminally ill. So my focus was really torn between, you know, what we were developing and then what was developing with my family. And Jesse really supported, without really knowing me that well, really supported me emotionally. And I had to move to Tennessee to help take care of my dad because he was basically crippled. And Jesse just really was my shining star in that to, you know, help without getting emotional, you know, help me and help my dad, you know.
Absolutely.
Sorry, and I can't talk much about that anymore, but it was difficult, and we went through the newness of a relationship during that time, and I was very hard on him just because of what I was going through. It was tough, and he was just patient and stuck by me.
How about you, Jeff? Sorry. How about you? You're single at the time as well for a long time, or you're in a relationship before you met? How was this from your side?
From my side?
The time when he came out. Because I came out at 23. He came out at 42.
Ah, okay. All right. So, okay. I understand. So you're his first boyfriend, male?
No.
I think I was third.
Third.
He's like,
I don't remember. I was married 17 years prior to coming out and went through a lot of therapy and went through my own trials and tribulations to figure out how I wanted to move forward in my life. And I carried a lot of weight on my shoulders from religious aspects to my family, everything a gay man goes through coming out to them, which is very difficult, or being rejected or anything of that sort. So as William said, it was later in my life, I decided that I needed to do this for myself. It was very hard because I always did things for others and I was always trying to make everybody else happy. And I finally just put my foot down, and I have to say, one of my siblings was the catalyst of me moving forward. She basically sat me down and told me that I need to be who I am and not be ashamed of it and this and that. And she has been a support system to me my entire life. And she's my youngest sister, and she's a very smart woman. She has her own life and her own children, and I have become very close to her, as well as William, with that part of my family. So anyway, and then when me and William got together, as he stated earlier, I saw the qualities in him and the things that I wanted in a person, but I knew he was going through his own experiences with his family, and I was taking it as it was coming. I didn't know the history to it, but as I learned more about it, it drew me closer to him, and we have always supported each other on those emotional levels. That's just human, and that's when you show that you really love someone, that you're there for the good and the bad. So that's the way I look at it. I hope that answered your question.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm just here fascinated, like, to listen to you. Like, oh my God, how beautiful, how fascinating it is to know that, hear that. Beautiful. Yeah,
we're not supposed to cry at this interview. Don't make us cry now.
No, oh.
No, I'm playing.
At least it's at least so they are happy tears. That's what matters. Happy tears.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've been through a lot and supported each other, and it's just at the beginning of a relationship that was tough, and
yes.
I wanted to make sure as our relationship went forward that it was not a closeness out of convenience, but that really truly I was true to my feelings for him. And so we went through a period of just being with each other and taking it slow and just supporting each other. And just when I knew that it was truly how I felt, that's when I think our relationship got stronger. And I don't know, as you grow together, it just keeps getting better and better. I mean, we've been together 13 years and it just keeps getting better and better.
Quoting him earlier when he said that I was his best friend, we really became strong friends, best friends. The relationship blossomed and it moved forward. You have to be best friends in a relationship. I don't care what kind of relationship it is. You have to know your partner, and you have to understand you're both going to go through situations and have to be with each other to support that. And that I go in any kind of relationship. It's not just geared to the gay relationship. It's geared to anybody.
But I found very interesting what you mentioned, Jess, something very important. Because when you met William, he was going through a very challenging situation with his family. And sometimes we meet people, like dear people, lovely people, but we don't know what's going on in their lives. Right. You know what I mean? And of course, when you meet someone, it's difficult. You're not gonna tell everything what's happening because it's a defense. You just keep to yourself. And it's beautiful that you kind of kept, you know what I mean, persistent, let him be himself for a while, and suddenly things just, you know what I mean, you got to know him better and things got better in there, you know what I mean? That's what is a very interesting point. Sometimes when you meet someone, you don't know what's going on in their life. The smile is there, of course, but sometimes there are a few troubles happen, you never know.
Yep.
It's powerful to listen,
Yes, absolutely.
you know.
Right, let's start with William now. William, this is a very, let's say, funny, tough question. When
Okay.
you were a child, have you ever stole anything, and how did it happen?
Yes, I think I was 5, and my brother and I were in the grocery store, and back in the day, I think it was like 1979 or 1980, they used to have a candy, like big candy display towards the cash register. My dad was paying for the groceries, and my brother was like, "Look, here's candy, let's take one." And of course, they were like 10 cents. And I was like, okay. And then we got in the car and we put the candy in our mouth. And of course, my dad knew he didn't pay for it. And he's like, "Where did you guys get that?" And we were just like, so he taught us a lesson and took us back to the grocery store. We got the store manager. The store manager came over. We had to tell him what we did. We paid him 10 cents each. He shook our hand and told us he was proud of us for telling the truth and for coming back in. And I learned a big lesson at that point, that early on, thankfully, just things have there's rules you have to follow. And so it was a good life lesson. Of course, funny now that you think about it, because when it happened, I was like, why didn't we just eat the candy after we got home? Couldn't wait.
Very funny. Jesse, for you now, if you could
Yes.
ask for a miracle, what that would be and why?
I wouldn't want to see hunger or homeless anymore.
Beautiful.
And why?
And why?
Obvious reasons.
I
They're
mean,
homeless.
as you said, just there's too much of it, and not all of us can help as much as we would like to. And I think that in society today, it's frowned upon, and it shouldn't be, because, as you said earlier, we're all human.
Well,
We
also-
do the best that we can with the capabilities of what we have, but it is very important that we keep in mind that these people are human, and we need to try to help them or suggest ways of things that can happen.
Well, not say, oh, they're on drugs. They're
Use
drunk.
an excuse.
So tell them about the organization that you belong to.
No, I was part of an organization. It's called Lost and Found here, located in Atlanta. And it's for displaced LGBT youth that have come out to their families and have been rejected and pushed out into society. Some of them suffer from mental illness. Some of them suffer from depression. Some are in the middle of identifying who they are, and now they're just exposed with nothing. So this organization tries to help them and develop them to enter society, but they need to be around similar individuals and show them it is possible, because I think they're constantly being hit with a wall of negativity and no acceptance, and they've just been around too much negative in the world, and they feel like they're hopeless.
It's like giving them a new foundation for them to kind of understand themselves, develop, and know that there's people that care, and be surrounded by that, so that they can, like you said, have the confidence to be who they are, develop who they are, and get back out into society and the community, and not feeling the heavy rejection that unfortunately put them out on the street. These kids are living under bridges. They're getting beat up. It's a horrible situation.
And it's not just here in Atlanta, it's across the entire world,
Yeah.
in multiple countries. But to take it on a global standpoint, to answer what you were saying, the trans community right now is in the limelight because of what's happened in media and what's happened in shows. It's been pushed to the forefront, and now people are starting to become more aware of it, which they've needed for a long time, because these individuals, unfortunately, have been either, beaten up. It's not socially accepted. It's not religiously accepted. And these people continuously threaten. We could go on and on and on. But to just look at somebody and say hello or give them a hug goes so far.
Oh, yes.
Some of these people, I hate to refer to them as people, as these people have never been touched or acknowledged for standing in a room. This goes a long way because you are accepting them, you are noticing them. And this happens to be this is a very strong thing for them to feel and feel like they have a purpose in life. Again, they need more than that, but that's a starting point.
Absolutely.
Sorry,
oh no, please, no, please. I really appreciate your point. I think you're very right. I think those people sometimes they are so vulnerable. What they need is just a small sign of kindness. Sometimes, as I said, a hug. And sometimes even if I ask, "Are you okay? How can I help or assist you?" Or a smile or a gesture, any kind of gesture can change people's days, weeks, and even lives as well. Do you know what I mean? I totally agree. We can do a lot. I think sometimes it's not just about giving money or food, but sometimes your attention to them, I think sometimes can be very helpful as well. I totally agree.
It's the acknowledgement. Don't look past them. Don't look through them. Acknowledge that they're people. That's what anybody wants, is that acceptance of, being, at least just being acknowledged.
And you don't have to be part of an organization to do this. I mean, as a human, and this is what I love about him, there have been incidents, or not incidents, there are opportunities where and I'm going to use this as an example about who he is as a person. Whenever he sees a mother or a child sitting somewhere and they're displaced, there's no way we're walking past these two. We came out of a Target one time. We had a cart full of food. We basically went up to this mother and child and said, "Take what you want."
Oh, that's so nice.
Just take what you want out of the cart. And the little child that was there, I said, "Don't be shy. Take what you need. Take what you want." And she did, and she was being reserved about it. But we said no, and we started picking things out and handing them to him.
Do you like peanut butter? And he's like, "Yes." I'm like, "Here."
Oh,
yeah. So these are the type of things that we see, and we act on them. And it's one other little situation. We were on a trip to Chicago. He was on a business trip, and we were actually walking down the road, and there was a mother with 3 children there. We took all the money out of our pockets and we gave it to them. You're talking about a cold city. And this was close in October or something, November?
Yeah, this was during the harsh.
And it was even hard for us to go back to our hotel, knowing we were going to a warm room and there were children sitting out there doing this. We even sometimes want to say, "Come with us." But we have to be careful with situations like this.
Of course.
Of the situation. But we did not know Chicago. We didn't know where to possibly send them. So anyway, that's just an example of who we are as men and how we conduct ourselves when we see a situation in need.
Not men, but as just human beings.
We're human, but we're also men. And we also...
And we are gay, we're
men. See, there you go. We're human.
with a beautiful flag between us, a beautiful rainbow.
Yes.
Right, I have 3 questions left for you, okay?
Okay.
Let's do it. Okay, let's start now with Jess. Jess, next question for you is, what do you miss the most from your childhood and why?
What do I miss the most from my childhood?
Yeah.
My grandparents.
Oh, they always been around, like supporting.
Yeah.
They were really, really good people. I didn't know them, but I hear about it.
They were always there, and they've always been there for all the grandkids. And families go through situations of divorce and things of this up. But the one thing that I admired about my grandparents was the grandchildren always had a safe space to go to. And no matter what it was, they would get in their car, and they were not travelers. They never left their home. They lived off the land. They were incredible individuals. They would take their grandchildren into their homes, and me and my brother at that time were going through a situation in my family, and we lived with them for a number of months, and we became very attached to them. but we always had a meal, we always had a bed, we always had the love coming from them. You know, they made sure that their grandchildren were paid. So this is a lost quality because sometimes people do not take somebody into the family that is in need.
Well, people are eager to put some of their relatives in homes, and I refuse to do that.
Yeah.
I refuse that.
Yeah.
But no, he talks about his grandparents a lot, and I love hearing the stories.
So,
and you said that, Jess, it just made me remember a situation as well. When I was a baby, like 3 years old, I think, or 2 years old, my parents, they got divorced for a short while. Not divorced, but they separated for a while. And my mom couldn't look after me. So because she needs to go to another city to work, she left me with my grandmother and her partner at the time. So after like a month or 2 months, my parents decided to go back together again. So of course they come to pick me up. Her partner, he was crying like a baby because he didn't want me to leave. Can you imagine? He wasn't my grandfather. He got so attached to me so dearly that for him, my mom said to me, my God, it broke my heart so badly to that day because he was literally crying like a child. Like when he was begging not to take me because in this 2 months period, they got so attached to me.
yeah.
And I think grandparents, they have a special, no, I wouldn't say duty, but they have a special place. You know? Yes, I think it's comfort to be around them. It's you know what I mean. You feel safe being around your grandparents. You know, there's a lot of positivity and a lot of good vibe come from our grandparents for sure. I could tell you as well a lot of memories with my grandparents from both sides as well. I think, yeah, they leave good memories for life, for sure.
Absolutely.
William, for you now, what's your favorite holiday season of the year?
Wow, Halloween. Halloween. It's my birthday month, but outside of my birthday, no, I like the fact that people can escape whatever is happening in their lives on one day to either be their favorite superhero, and I'm a Marvel comic nerd. I'm all about Marvel. So of course, you know, I still want to be a superhero when I grow up. So just expression, I think, and just seeing the creativity of, you know, what happens during that holiday. And I don't know, just the fantasy of leaving the world that you live in just for a couple hours on one day, and seeing little children get excited to, you know, be their hero, and of course the candy, but I think just the escape, you know, the little bit of escape that you can have for a holiday, that's my favorite holiday.
As you're gonna become a superhero, and let's say tonight you're gonna become a superhero, what power would you have? Superpower.
So I can tell you, I would follow my idol, superhero idol, which is Wolverine from the X-Men. I actually named my younger brother is 16 years younger than me, and I named him Logan after Wolverine. So I just really like his powers. I would like to fly though. I mean, I think I would like the power of flight, and he doesn't have that, but I would totally be Wolverine. That's exactly who I would want to be.
Amazing. You're safe, Jess. You're safe for sure. No one's gonna get close to you.
No, yeah, I'll get them before they come down.
Well, that happens anyway.
Well, that's true.
Right, 2 questions left. Let's do it. Right, before the next question, I would like you to tell me, you both, how is being gay in Atlanta? Is approachable? You are safe? It's open? What's your idea of what do you feel about being gay in Atlanta?
Are you asking both of us this?
Yes, like if you have the same opinion or.
We live in a safe space of where we are located in the city, but Atlanta is surrounded by a highway which is called 285.
Right.
It's a circle. Okay.
Right.
The city itself is very liberal-minded due to the fact that the state of Georgia and Atlanta has become a hub for a lot of movies. So we have a lot of liberal-minded people moving into the state.
I see.
So
The first time it's turned blue
yes,
as a Democratic state in
many of you.
many years. So
It's always been red, very driven for Republicans
conservatives.
and conservatives. We are located in something you maybe have heard of in the United States. We call it the Bible Belt. A lot of in the South. The South has a lot of religion, a lot's based on religion. So, as me, as an individual, I walk with confidence in who I am. Do I go out and spout it out? I don't need to.
Yeah.
I am who I am.
You're not hiding anything.
I'm not hiding anything. He is my husband. I introduce him as my husband. If you have a problem with that, that is your problem. That's not my problem.
We don't
But
really
he is-
experience that anymore here. I mean,
We don't.
it's pretty liberal, but if you go outside of the city, and it's expanding outside of just
It is.
the inner circle of in the perimeter, I would say, you know, with the younger generation being more open about who they are, and I mean, we watch certain shows and we're just happy but kind of shocked. I'm like, that never would have flown when I was in high school. Like that, you wouldn't have gotten away with that or saying that. But now you look at some of these, you know, younger kids who are coming out, you know, and I mean, look at Glee when it came out. That show Glee just really helped propel, you know, the expression of what, you know, what kids thought about homosexuality or, you know, stereotypes. You know, you got a football player who's in there, you know, enjoying being a part of a Glee club, and that wasn't cool when I was in high school. So I just think with each year, with the maturity of, you know, kids coming into their own, I think that's really what's made it easier for us. But in Atlanta, it's a metropolitan city. We don't have just a restricted area like some cities. You know, you have a neighborhood that is only safe to be yourself. I think to Jesse's point, it's really expanded into people understanding various lifestyles and being more accepting of it. I'm not in fear like I was in the late 90s, you know, but
I want to add to this real quick. I don't mean to interrupt him, but I will also say this. In our community, there's many types of gay men, and I hate to put them in categories, but me and William do not carry ourselves in a feminine way or in a unmasculine way. We carry ourselves as men, and it's also a confidence level. So when we walk into a room, people respect us because I'm respecting you. But I've seen people in our community that maybe carry themselves a little differently, and they are scoffed at. And I will turn around and say something. You know, why are you picking on them? Or why are you saying anything about it? It has nothing to do with you. You know, you just are, you're trying to start something that you have no reason to do.
you're showing somebody there's a different perspective. You're not arguing with somebody.
No, I'm not arguing with anybody. But if, as you said earlier, and as I'm saying, when we see meanness coming out for no reason, we're time for the little bit of superheroes coming out, not in a mean way, but if we see it going too far, like this could go to hurt somebody or turn into a physical thing, me and William would be the type to jump in as long as there's no guns involved or knives involved that's going to hurt us. But we're also not going to let somebody just get beat up.
Absolutely.
We're not just going to let somebody be taken advantage of. You know, so it also is how we carry ourselves and how we look out into the world, how they're going to respect us back. So I demand your respect for me. I'm not going to sit here and be belittled because that's none of your business. Respect me, I respect you. Move on. We're human, right? We're human.
Yeah. Love is love, as you know.
Correct.
That has been going around for several years now. So I think people are more understanding of that.
Very good. William, for you now, next question is, where are you planning to go for your next vacation?
Funny you say that. So we're going to Texas. It's not really vacation, but for the holidays to spend Christmas with his family. We spent Thanksgiving with my family, but we're going with some friends to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. which is one of our favorite places to go. So I'm looking forward to that. But as far as international, we like to travel internationally. I think we said we would like to see the, what is it, Borealis?
Royal Borealis, which is north of Scandinavia in the Finland area, or we would like to go to and go across the Asian cultures of Cambodia, Vietnam, and Thailand. But these countries all have to open back up. So, we're taking it slow, staying domestically, going to some places because, again, that's a whole nother subject. We just have to take it slow and figure out what we can and cannot do.
Good. Fingers crossed for the positive.
Yeah. I mean, for
the world.
For the world. Yes.
Jess, for you now, next question. Ooh, tough question now. When was the last time? Again, you don't need to answer, of course, if you don't want to. When was the last time that you cried and why?
A few minutes ago, talking about my grandparents. You asked. I was sitting over here crying. I was holding it back.
Very good. I'll leave it there. I'm not gonna deep more, like deeply. Ready for the last question? Dancing again?
Yeah,
sure.
We'll dance with you.
Let's do it.
I'm getting my cardio in.
So, before the last question, I have two different questions. But before, I'm gonna start with Jess now. Jess, for you, looking back through this 18, 19 months that the world been facing this challenge moment at the time, like still face this challenge moment regarding COVID situation. What's the most positive thing you took out of this challenge journey so far?
What I've taken out of it positively?
Yeah.
Yes. Closer friendships, relationships, learning more about each other, patience with each other.
And slowing down.
And looking at life.
Yeah.
I think the whole world's doing that. And it's showing now.
Quality versus quantity. I think everybody wanted quantity just in America, how, at least from the 80s and moving on. Sorry, I'm not Jesse, but I'm...
No, it's okay. But what's important?
Yeah.
What is important to myself in life and the people around me? You want to live life to its fullest, but at the same note, you want to do it with quality, as he stated, not quantity.
Yeah, abundance. Abundance doesn't equal happiness. And I think, having to look at your priorities and understand what's most important to you. And I think that's what it did for us.
It humbled a lot of people. I think it really humbled all of us, made us think.
Yeah.
Evaluate life, friendships, everything. So, yeah.
William, for you, before the last question, tell me, what's the meaning of Christmas for you? What do you like the most about Christmas time?
Family.
Figuring out the gifts.
I'm not about the gifts.
No, I didn't say about them. I said figuring them out.
Only when you're involved. Well, I like surprises. I don't want to figure it out. It's just
it's that superhero.
For some reason,
yeah.
For some reason, I know what's in the box. But I think getting together with family, I don't know a lot of my extended family because they live in so many different places. But the holidays were hard after my stepdad passed away. We were very close to him, and so we didn't look forward to the holidays for years and years. And now I look forward to it because I get to spend that time with him and my small family, and then I get to spend time with his family, which is a different experience. And so I really have, in the last at least 5 or 6 years, really just looked forward to the holidays, which is very refreshing for me to have that to look forward to instead of the doom and gloom of the people that we miss. We lost a lot of people on my mom's side of the family, including my grandmother and so on and so forth. My best friend passed away. So, just the family time. I mean, I'm the same age as his sister, and we're the same age, a month apart. And so I'm enjoying having nieces and nephews to spoil. And I just think being surrounded by the love and affection and camaraderie. Just we like to play games and laugh. I like to laugh, so we get to do that.
Very good. Ready for the last question, Jess?
Okay.
Yeah?
No, my answer.
Last question for you is, what is your favorite guilt pleasure TV show?
RuPaul's Drag Race. All of them. And the funny thing is, I'm fascinated with the art of it. These gentlemen have taken this to a level that I'm not, and I'm just fascinated what they turn themselves into. It's not about anything else. It's just, for me, the transitions that they do are fascinating. And coming from an entertainment background and seeing the costuming and the art and the makeup and the wigs.
The bravery.
I mean, just some of, and the bravery. Yeah, the bravery. To walk out in public. Have you watched We're Here?
I'll tell you something. I never watched none of them. I'm sorry. I know.
You're from Brazil? With all the costuming that comes out of Brazil? Well,
I know. But
no, it's just fascinating. It's fascinating. Now they have the Italian one, and they have the UK and the Canada, Taiwan, and there's so much diversity between them, and you see all the creativity, but then there's a lot of similarities to it. So, and now they have something called Queen of the Universe. See, he's got me on this now. I'm telling you everything about him. But Universe is live singing 14 drag queens, but it's all live. They don't lip sync, and there's 2 from Brazil.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. In the beginning, we actually met like season 1 through 3.
Yes.
We went on a cruise. My first time on a cruise, this was years ago. And we were fortunate to befriend a lot of these creative individuals, and I mean, just blown away on how they transform, but they were so kind and so much fun.
One was a flower girl in a wedding.
Yeah. So we befriended Mariah Balenciaga is from Atlanta, and we got to meet her/him on that cruise, and we became really close. So when we got married, she was our flower girl, and some people didn't even know that she was a drag queen.
No.
But she's gorgeous, and just couldn't have had a better experience with that.
So anyway, there you go.
That's a guilty pleasure.
As I said, I never watched before, like the whole episode, but I'm aware of all everything you said about the glamorous, about the message behind. It's very positive as well. They go through a lot of emotions in the past. I know all of that, but yeah, I never had. I think when I started, for sure, I'm gonna go all the way through without stopping, for sure.
So UK, you're in London, right?
London, yeah.
So there's one on the UK version. The name is Bag of Chips. That's his name. He is the funniest thing. I would give anything just to shake his hand. The things that come out of this person's mouth is hilarious. He is so quick-witted. And I mean, he's funny. And I just admire that. Anyway, sorry, I just had to say that.
London is in for dry humor. I lived abroad there. He's finishing school, but he's right. And I don't watch a lot of TV, but I'm always asking him like, oh, what did he say this week? And he'll keep me abreast.
The reading challenges are my thing. I try to practice on him, but they don't always go over well.
You have to know English to have the.
I use the wrong term. But it's worth trying.
Let's do the last question now for William.
Okay.
Last question for you is, by the way, how long did you live in London for? You said you mentioned it.
I lived in London. Oh my God. I don't even know how old you are, but 97. I lived there for a year. I finished my degree there studying abroad, but I also took a full course of classes just because I wanted to experience the design, the education in Europe, and their perspective is very different from the United States. And so I wanted to go through that to broaden my scope of design and to understand different cultures and how they perceive things. Let's take sex. I mean, we're in the Bible Belt, and it's so taboo, to about sex and, just all of that. And European culture and other cultures see the body so differently. Just as an example, things were a little bit more open, I think, and that allowed me to be a little bit more creative than I could be in the United States. So that was the benefit for me.
Right, so I would like to answer that question with your best British accent.
Oh my God, no. I am horrible at accents. I'm so bad.
Is this being recorded? Oh, it is. Go ahead.
I'm just not joking. I don't need to. I'm joking. I just want to respond.
I mean, people can't even understand what I'm saying here in the United States from the way that I speak.
Right, let's do it. What do you think are the best traits for a person to have?
Empathy, courage, and I think just an open mind. So, but I would say, I don't know what he's doing. I would just say empathy. The world needs more empathy. I think social media, the internet, just a lot of exposure to things have desensitized folks. When I see social media and people are filming, they're laughing at something that's going horribly wrong for somebody, I don't understand that. I don't think that's funny. I don't think seeing somebody get beat up is funny. I don't think seeing somebody get injured is funny. And I get off social media a lot, and then I'll come back on it because I have friends that I want to see and their children and what's happening with some of my own family, extended family. But I just think empathy.
Right, good one. It's not the end yet, okay? Let's play now the word association game. I'm going to give away some words and you just tell me one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
Okay.
Let's start with William. One word for money.
Bling.
Jess, for you, money.
Safety.
Okay. Family.
Love.
Jesse?
Family.
Oh, family. I would say love.
Okay. How about life? Jesse, you first.
Adventure.
William?
Adventure.
Okay. Jess, how about love? One word. Love.
William.
Besides William, of course.
I would say William, but that's what I think we're going. Love, kindness.
Okay. William?
Community.
Okay. Let's start with William now. One word for sex.
Amazing.
Jess?
There is no word for it.
It's not.
It is just, I'm ready to go again.
Stop. This is PG.
Jess, let's start with you now. One word for politics.
Controversial.
William?
I would say perspective.
Okay. William, one word for religion.
I would say for religion, I mean, the church helped me when I was
One
going
word.
I think religion for folks could be community.
Okay. Jess, one word for religion.
Questionable.
Okay. William, one word for friendship.
Friendship, belonging.
Jesse, one word.
Always.
Right. Jesse, one word for fear.
It's
One
hard
word for
because
fear.
when I think of fear, I say fear.
One word of fear. Nah.
Okay.
Have it.
I would say
Okay.
unknown. The unknown makes people fear.
One word. Keep it to the
I
thing.
said unknown.
Oh, sorry.
Right. Let's start with William now. One word for desire.
Desire, aspiration.
Jesse.
Always.
Okay.
It's my go-to.
Jesse, let's start with you now. One word for regret.
Sadness.
William?
No, I regret. I would just say, I would have to say just missed opportunity, sadness.
Okay. One word for success, William.
Success, I would say doing what you love. That's not the only thing I know what to say. Because success, people think is monetary, and I don't believe it's monetary. I mean, so many people have been successful in their own right just from doing what they love or just being driven. I think drive. Success is drive.
All right. How about you, Jesse?
I want to say always, but I'll change it. It's doable.
Okay, one word, Jess, let's start with you. One word for wish.
Wish?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's doable. If you wish for it, it is doable. That's what I would say. I wanted to use another word for doable.
Well, all things happen for those who believe is one of my favorite.
One word. One word.
Well, it's still on you.
No, I said doable.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you, William?
Success.
No,
I'm
wish.
sorry. Wish. I think wish is a goal.
Go. William, one word for happiness.
Happiness. Jesse.
Jesse, one word for happiness.
I better say William.
No.
I was going to say William if he asked me first. So good answer, honey.
Oh, sweet, very sweet. And the last one now. Let's start with Jesse. The last word. USA. One word.
Can I put two words in there?
You can.
Needs help.
How about William? One word.
Melting pot. Which is 2 words.
Okay, take that. Okay. William, define Jess in one positive word and one negative word only. What that would be?
To define Jesse in one positive word and one negative word.
Yes.
Positive word, inspiring. Negative, I like to call it an opportunity instead of negative. I would say, I can't really do it in one word. No, it's just, it's okay to be emotional. It's okay to cry.
Okay. Jess, down to you now. Define will in one positive word and one negative word.
Well, a broad word for me is amazing. Okay. And the negative would be
opportunity. Sorry, not negative, opportunity.
Negative opportunity?
No. Instead of saying negative, you say, what's my opportunity for growth? Or you understand?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of one word for that. He's self-aware?
Well, I can be self-deprecating.
Self-deprecating.
Good.
Yeah, I can be, he tells me I'm too hard on myself.
I'm
very hard on myself. Yeah.
Work in progress?
Always a work in progress.
Amazing.
That's life.
Absolutely. Every day is a challenge. Okay, let's play now. Jesse and the Magic Box. Let's play William and the Magic Box, and each one of you can ask me a question.
Okay. I go first.
Okay.
So we talked about my tattoo earlier and kind of like, these being, relative to my birth year, but also my spirit animal. So if your personality, who you are, who do you tie yourself as, like, who's your spirit? What's your spirit animal? What do you think, what animal represents you as your character?
Fun enough, is a very interesting question. I must say that over almost 500 people already been on the show. And of course, all of them, they had the opportunity to ask me a question, and no one asked this question yet. Very good, very good. Now you put me in the spot now, yeah?
It doesn't have to be domestic. It can be as exotic or fantasy. I mean, you know, whatever you feel.
Okay, I think when you were formulating the question, the first thing that came to my mind, I think any bird. I think any bird that could fly. I think I would reflect myself in a bird, because I left Brazil. I was 19 years old on my own. I came to Europe. I was living in Portugal, and I've been in England now for the last 16 years. So I believe that I always have this personality of, you know what I mean, flying, going away, try to find my path in life. So I always had this freedom. I've been very lucky that my parents, they taught me at an early age that I could be myself and I could go after my dreams. Nothing can stop me. It's just myself. If I'm a good person to other people, if I follow my heart, I think I could go anywhere. So I think I would define myself any bird who could fly very far away. I think I would picture myself as a bird, because sky is the limit, isn't it? You can fly. If you want to fly, you can fly. You can fly a lot of places. You can go a lot of places, even sometimes not flying itself, but you can go a lot of places with your mind or with your personality. And I think that I would define myself. My spirit animal would be a bird that could fly very far away.
That's cool. I like that. Yeah. Or to see different perspectives. You see a lot from that height. You know, you can see it around.
Absolutely. Jesse, you can ask me a question now.
I'm going to turn the tables of a question you asked me.
Right.
So if you asked what my wish was to be able to change in the world, what would be your wish to change in the world?
Right. That's going to be a very reply. I think I would, if I could change something in the world to leave the world in a better place, I would change if I could have the superpower, if I could be a superhero, like let's say tonight, if I could touch every people's mind who have this very close-minded approach about life, if I could touch them just to open their minds, to be understanding, to be more approachable, to be more compassionate. If I had the superpower, I think I would, if I could touch their head just to change their approach about life, if I could open their minds somehow, I think that's what would be my wish, just to open people's minds, just to be more approachable. I think that would be my wish, if I could put the world in a better place.
That's an awesome answer, but I want to say something to you. What you're doing here on this platform, you are already practicing it. You're opening people's minds up by doing what you're doing, by showcasing us, showcasing other people. You're bringing people together, so you are accomplishing what you just said. So you need to think of it that way. So that's a great answer, but you're doing it.
You're living it.
I got goosebumps now. Oh my God. Oh my God. You made my entire year now. We are finished the year now. You made my entire year just with this comment. Thank you so much, Jess. Thank you. It's very
welcome.
Very sweet.
People have to be brought aware to that.
Absolutely. I think sometimes, even if you see something different, even if you don't understand or if you've never seen before, just respect. You know, I think just understand, you're approachable, even if you don't like or don't agree, but just respect and live the way it is. I think the world will be a better place for sure.
I agree.
Absolutely. And all learn from
God, I could be another hour just talking to you, both of you. My God, what an energy. Thank you so much for taking the time for the interview. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And as I said, my God, I could be here learning. I've been like having a class. I don't feel like it was an interview. I feel like a class. Like I have a lot of
That's good.
Well, I mean, I have
a
lot to reflect on today. So no, I'm honored that you asked us to be a part of this. So thank you for allowing us to be ourselves and to get to know you. So now we have a new friend in London. So and if you come to the US, let us know.
And when you come to London, please, if you're gonna go to anywhere in Europe, just let me know and try to pop in London.
Okay, will do.
Don't open that door. You might be surprised.
It's already wide open. It's already wide open.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time. Did you show them our dogs?
No.
Oh no, please show me.
They've been sitting here the whole time.
Oh
so
my
God. Where you go.
And this is Royal.
And that's Royal.
Oh, thank you
These
so
are the
much.
spoiled. They're named perfectly because they're spoiled.
Oh, very.
But, they're our kids.
I'm sure.
We talk about love. These two are full of it.
Oh,
So,
thank you so
anyway,
much. Thanks so much for the interview. Have a nice holidays and Happy New Year, okay?
You
Thank
too.
so much.
Have a great day.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.